Hey, it's Kyle from Piedmont Yaupon Tea, and it's finally harvest time for 2026 for my first harvest of the year. Normally I'd want to, in the future I'll want to do an earlier harvest than this, but I wanted to leave the plants to go through their flowering process and everything and just kind of help them build their strength and avoid harvest early in the spring since they're still new. This is only year 2 for the plants on the farm. But I think they're ready for a light harvest now, which will again help branching just like my trimming did earlier in the spring. And it'll get me a little bit of product to see how the tea is. So you can see the bushes are mostly pretty healthy. And again, if you didn't see last year's harvest video, what I'll be doing is harvesting just like kind of the fresh growth, the top inch or two. There is, similar to tea, there's data that the fresher growth contains higher levels of caffeine, theobromine, theocrine, all the other good polyphenols, antioxidants that you want in Yaupon. And as you get to the older leaves, say 4 inches down and beyond, those compounds quantities drop off pretty drastically. So you'll get not as appealing flavor, not as appealing, energy effects, not as appealing antioxidant benefits and things like that. So yeah, we'll stick to just kind of the tip, the new growth. I'll harvest that today. Like I said, light harvest. I'll air dry it for about a week, and then we'll get to the roasting process. So be on the lookout. I'm not sure exactly what venues I'll be selling that in. There might be some events coming up in North Carolina where I'll have a booth. Maybe I'll get on Etsy or something like that. I gotta do a little more research into where's a good place to sell it online, if that's the route I take. But yeah, I'll let you guys know if you're interested and where to buy it. So I'll take a short break from my harvest to talk about this plant here. So Yaupon are dioecious plants, meaning some are male, some are female. You need a mixture of both to cross-pollinate each other in order to produce seeds and berries. And you can see here, actually I'll turn the camera around. You can see in this Yaupon we have little berries forming. So they're green right now. Kind of see them in there. There's a whole lot, but it gives you an idea of the growth rate of Yaupon too, because these berries are where the flowers formed this spring. They got pollinated and then formed into berries thanks to the honeybees around here, but they formed basically where the Yaupon on the newest growth, out on the branches. So you can actually see from here to here there's no new berries, and I actually just clipped this one, so that was longer. So that gives you an idea of how much this Yaupon has grown just in the last couple months. So I did fertilize earlier this year, and that helped. Obviously, just using organic fertilizer. But that shows you how quick these grow. Some Yaupon cultivars will grow 1 to 2 feet a year. Especially once their roots are established, which these ones are now in my little pots here. But yeah, so pretty cool. These berries will turn most likely red come fall and winter. Some Yaupon varietals have black berries, I guess, but more than likely these will be red. So maybe we'll check on them again later. All right, so I just finished the harvest. There they are with their new haircuts. I'm kind of using the harvest to try to shape the plants too. Trying to kind of give them all like a flat top. So at some point I basically form a hedgerow like you would see in a tea field with Camellia sinensis. So I can get a tool and just come by and kind of mow the top and harvest with fans into a bag. But it'll be a while before I can do that. So for now, hand harvesting with shears. But I think I got a pretty decent yield. So this is a Trader Joe's shopping bag, which is a tool of the trade. and it's just about full. I think it's, I don't know, maybe a pound or 2 wet. It'll lose like 60% of its weight when it dries, but we'll see over the next week what the yield is. I'll weigh it, and I'll put in the caption how much I actually got wet, so everyone can know.